I'm just taking my time exploring. Oh.
Those, right there, are the things that contain Gerald's diary.
Ooh.
And for some bizarre reason, they only seem to really kind of fly around this particular area.
Damn it. I really want it now.
We will get it one way or another. Can you get all of these right away, or are there some where you need the Doom Wings?
That I do not know. The only thing that I do know is that you need to be facing the front of the targets to be able to hit them.
Oh, so we've got to sort of loop around this one either way. But like, I would imagine, for the sake of convenience, it would probably be easier to wait until you got the Doom Wings for these. Well, actually, he's coming round. You might get him.
Yeah, they sort of go around in circles.
Here you go.
Page 2 to 3. I saw the floating island there, I saw Angel Island, but enough of that. It is time for the 4th level of the game.
This one and Kingdom Valley, I found out by accident that you can do these out of order as well, since on my second run I ended up doing this one first. It was a bit of a jarring pace break to suddenly come off the heroes and it's like, forces.
Yeah, totally understandable, mate, honestly.
And like, they've been true to forces by keeping up the really obnoxious orange piss filter that game had.
Yeah.
Now, see, the thing is, like, Forces, technically speaking, was a massive improvement tech-wise over, like, the first iteration of the Hedgehog engine.
Yeah.
But the way they used it, it really didn't showcase itself that well at all. Like, just having the thick, like, darker saturations, it did not show off the visual design anywhere near as, like, well as, like, say, Unleashed, or even base Generations, really.
Well, yeah, definitely. I think it is one of those things where you kind of go, art direction does a hell of a lot for a game.
I feel like at the time I was quite harsh on Sonic Generations visuals because it was such a noticeable step down from Unleashed.
Yes.
But from replaying it in the re-release, like the port on this game, it's just hitting me just how beautiful certain parts of that game actually are. It's like the opposite side of the coin to this. This does like the darker visuals very well, whereas that has like the incredibly highly saturated areas that just look really appealing.
Yeah, no, definitely agree with you on that one.
I bungled the secret route there, alas.
It's fine. I know I'm not the person to say that, but it's fine. This, like, you might be thinking, like, if you've played Forces, you might be thinking, we're near the end, we're over a minute into a Sonic Forces level, this is unheard of. But, like, no, this is probably, like, the halfway point, because it's kind of combining elements from Arsenal Pyramid as well, having this inside section. I remembered the name of a Sonic Forces level, are you proud of me?
Oh, God bless Flame. Right, we can go up this time.
This one, you do have to aim that properly at the top, because if you just skim the bottom of it, just a little bit, because the lower route is sort of tucked back a bit, that will kill you. It's not easy to save yourself like it would be in other areas like that. As I saw someone else doing this on their stream about 6 times in a row.
I can probably guess who you're referring to there, but we shall not mention them by name.
Look, I can't help it. I've turned around on the man. I'm an unironic fan now.
Hey, Shadow, third time's the charm, eh?
It's radical. It says it in the name.
I know, but I'm just saying we have other city levels.
Fun fact, when I first played this level, I didn't get the shadow emblem at the end of it.
Ooh.
And got very confused when I got to the end of the game and went, wait, I'm missing an emblem? What? I beat all the levels though. And it's just because I didn't hit the blighter at the end.
Richie, you want to know what hurts even more? When you're on like take 30 trying to get a no-hit rundown for your non-commentary playthrough, you get it and that's the run where you forget to hit him.
Yeah, nope, totally get that one.
And you have to sort of crudely edit around it off screen.
Could have gone that way, it's fine. We adapt.
That's the thing here, like, there's obviously a fancy route, but Black Doom looked out for us, he gave us a backup.
Shadow, I just really like Inception, you've got no idea.
To answer your question about why we're not going to other city levels, it's because every other city level in Sonic's history is already in Sonic Generations.
Yes.
Oh, Flame, you nasty.
Like, Black Doom was just looking through, like, the Sonic Retro Wiki and thinking, like, oh, I could choose Route 99, but no one liked Advance 3.
Oh, Advance 3 has its fans. I don't want to project my dislike of the game onto it.
I like some of the level themes, and I do think that there are some interesting factors to it, but I just feel like there's too many little annoyances. It's like, I'm okay with Sonic games having janky moments, like you kind of have to be with a series if we're being honest, but like there's a point where it's just a bit too much back to back, and like it's kind of a death by 1,000 cuts kind of game, you know?
I get you. Ah, Jesus.
So that's... Okay, never mind. I was about to go, that's how you avoid getting hit by that whole bloody thing.
That is the tech if you're not very good at like timing your boost jumps, but again, it's like you get complacent doing that and forget to twat the guy at the end.
Not my best run of that level, but let's see. Do I make it over the mark? No, I do not, sadly.
No, I have the sneaking suspicion that 8 second was just about 30 points that just caught you shy.
Alas.
I think that the ranks are based on time this time around, because like they're very inconsistent with that game to game. I think some games are purely based on time, but others like weigh in things like your ring score and your enemy score. Because like then you end up with completely broken systems like the ranking system in 06, where just twatting enough enemies in that final stretch of like the aquarium level, that's enough to get you an S. You don't even have to try for the rest of the level.
Right, so we have not only a decent 3D Forces level, now we have a decent 2D one as well.
And now it's a bloody miracle.
Yeah, you don't have to use the completely botched classic Sonic physics.
Man. Recently I went back and played a little bit of Sonic X Gen, Sonic's story, and I gotta say, yeah, classic Sonic still isn't perfect, but if you think that's bad, you should try playing classic Sonic in Forces.
Well, with Generations' take on classic Sonic, it's not that it's bad, it's that it's different, but I've actually come to really appreciate some of the tech you can do, especially the spin dash. Like the spin dash is a beast in Generations, but like you compare that to like Forces, it was just I don't know what they were trying to go for with that, because it wasn't like the more faster paced setup they had in Gens, but it wasn't accurate to classic Sonic either, like the Mega Drive games. It was just sort of like this awkward compromise of everything that people didn't like with nothing of the stuff that people did like.
Yes. I think really that is the thing that ended up killing it, it just didn't feel like it worked, whereas at least the levels in Generations felt like they were built for that classic Sonic.
Before we can say about like Forces just being a kind of dull game, that's the point where you can point at it and go and like, yeah, straight up this part of the game is bad.
I'm just enjoying the surfing right now, don't mind me. Fuck, didn't even see you guys there.
Just surf into a robot, it's fine. Oh, it really is Sonic, isn't it? You had to go and look for a boost pad. I'm talking out my arse here, don't take that serious.
I just wanted a collectible, alright?
This section can be a bit tricky because there are a few parts where you do need to master jumping from the surf state.
Yes.
Which has that little bit more of a delay to it than you might expect. Again, like, to turn the forces bitching into something actually constructive, I will say this is something that I have always liked about games that bring back elements from previous entries. It's one thing to go with the fan favourites, you pick out the things that people have always been excited about, just to have your people pleasers in the trailers and that. But I have always really appreciated it when the things that didn't land so well the first time around get their second attempt, and it's actually really cool this time around.
For sure.
That's also what I brought this up when we were doing the Mario Kart 8 DLC as well. It's why I was so happy to see so many Super Circuit tracks come back in 8, because it's these track themes, we didn't get to enjoy them that much the first time around because Super Circuit's just a little bit jank and a little bit awkward to play. But seeing those reimagined in 3D, it's you know what, we can enjoy this now, and I appreciate that.
Bada bing! I really wish I didn't miss that alternate route the first time.
Hey, look, you passed on these little meltdowns to me. It's my burden to bear, not yours anymore, okay?
Wow, you really are Shadow. Jesus. Wait, that makes me Maria. Shit. I better start writing my will then.
Oh god, what does that make me? Does that make me Gerald? Oh, for God's sake.
Well, I mean, he's actually the smart one of the group, so that would check out. I've just got to make sure you don't go a bit loopy.
Fair.
Do not touch Ulfie! Jesus Christ, Shadow. Just kick him in the head. That's how you get rid of a bad guy.
The thing is that wouldn't you be pissed off if the best friend that you saw die, seemingly back to life, was about to get murdered by the things that you hated? I think you would, go absolutely batshit as well.
You mean the disgusting black creatures?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to see Maria getting fucking King Crimson there.
Someone on Twitter pointed out, and I'm really sorry I forget your username, but Shadow's, animation when he sees Gerald is oh shit, I don't know how to think about this.
Well, yeah, because at this point in Shadow's timeline, he knows exactly what Gerald went on to do, and he knows that Maria knows none of that. So while he's elated to see Maria, slightly worried and not knowing what the hell is going on, but he's just oh my god, Maria, oh god, you were my dad, but then equally, I know what you did, and I'm not happy about it.
Therefore, I thought it better to not interact with too many elements to prevent a paradox from occurring. But you've been acting rather boldly, so perhaps I've been too cautious? I'll continue to study the anomaly. If I find anything pertinent, I'll inform you right away.
Very good.
Be careful.
No, don't Chaos Spear.
Shadow, when did you become so strong and confident? Probably around 2005, I would say. Please be careful out there. Those aliens are fearsome.
I mean, they could be more fearsome, but still.
You were just getting comfortable aboard the Ark when all of this happened. We got you a little wheel to run in and everything.
What the fuck?
Yeah, about the staff.
Yeah.
When it comes to Gerald and Marie being here, I feel like it's mostly handled really well. I do wish there was just a few more interactions there. Like that, Shadow obviously having mixed emotions about seeing them again. I wish that was something that we saw more of a build-up to.
Yeah.
Because obviously this would fuck with his head in ways that you can't even begin to describe. And so having it's a shorter form game, so they really don't have the time to build up that much of it. But it would have been nice to have that kind of interaction in like a much bigger, like a full length like Shadow sequel.
Yeah, they're just hypercharging everything. I get what you're saying, Flame, and I agree, but at the same time, I'm better than you, because my opinion is it works regardless.
Go fuck yourself.
The Doom!
But yeah, no, I think you're definitely right. Of like, it would have been really, really nice to just have that little bit more of a build up to them going, oh yes, this is definitely Maria and Gerald pulled out of time. Like, I think maybe they could have done more of it instead of, you know, putting in some of the other friends that we have here to enjoy that time with.
Like, you could have just scrapped the Albert and Cubert stuff entirely and just had more spots. Even if they did a thing like, you know, the Sage tokens in Frontiers, where you would just get like Maria memories and stuff like that, I feel like would just add a much better dynamic to it than just having to speed through it all.
Yeah, I think that would have been a much more effective approach to it. It's not that what we have doesn't work, I think it works and it works very well, but it would have been even better to have more to play with.
I want more, Daddy, more. Don't go silent after that.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Neither do I, and I think awkward silence really is the only adequate response.
Paint my shadow that way. What I was trying to get at was, like, if the thing you're, you know, complaining about is you want more of a thing, I think they've, you know, done the job.
It is a promising sign about what is there, yeah. Alright, so we've got another batch of challenges to chase down.
And don't forget that you still need to go back and do those two that you didn't do when you said you were going to do them.
Oh shit, you are absolutely right. I completely forgot.
It was just like, yeah, we're going to go do these two missions before we do the boss fight. Okay, let's go do the boss fight.
Why didn't you two say anything then?
Well, we were going into the boss fight, and it's a cool boss fight, and I didn't really care that much, so, you know, I thought I'd bring it up now, because it just means that we get the enjoyment of all of it.
I'm not gonna lie, I've forgotten all.
Richie.
I mean, it literally doesn't matter, so we can do them in any order for a reason, but still.
It is a little bit funky to the brain to only be able to, like, attack in diagonals, but you get used to it after a while.
Yeah, I do really like the control on the Doom Surf once you get a feel for it, and you even showed off like some skips in this earlier on there in this mission. It is really fun to play with. Like, I think all of Shadow's moveset here, like, there's one we'll get later on that I know people have contentions with, but I would say just on the whole, I think all of Shadow's moves in this game complement his, like, abilities very well. They all kind of complement the gameplay very well as well, which I think is very important.
Oh yeah, I mean, even the one that people are not happy with, I think still works quite well. It's just that it's more finicky than any of the others, and I think that maybe a bit more explanation in how it works, or, you know, something that could be fixed in a patch would help just make it a little bit better to play around with.
I think, to be fair, like, it's very easy, and I'm including myself in this as well, I'm not trying to just make a jab against other people. It is very easy to get impatient with new Sonic stuff when, like, part of the appeal of the Sonic games that you've played countless times before is that you have become very familiar with how everything in the game works, and that's what allows you to play the games really efficiently.
Yeah.
And so when you're suddenly given a new set of tools to play with, you sort of revert back to the, like, I don't know what I'm doing here. And so, like, any learning curve that might come with that feels a lot more egregious than it would be for, like, other kinds of games.
Okay, I've got you.
Yes, it's the other side.
Hello. Well, let's see. Let's change the BGM.
Use Mr. Unsmiley, because that's from a different rail level.
Let's go.
I just really like SA2, I tricked you.
Damn you, Flame. What's next? Playing a game I don't like?
There's not really that many bad Sonic games left for us to cover on the channel, so we're alright there.
Although, you know, we haven't touched stuff like Sonic for the Tiger Electronic.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
And it's because you're a coward. You refuse to record it.
The same could be said for you.
True enough.
Nah, but like, I've been thinking about ones we got left, and there's a few good ones left in the pile, and there's also Advanced Race.
Yeah.
One day, because like that's the sort of one that when you sort of chip away at it in your own time, like there are certain parts of it that I still find fun, so I will try and get a clean run on that down eventually, but you know, if it's between that or a really cool Shadow game, you can kind of guess which one I'm more keen to cover first.
I mean, speaking of which, what Sonic games have we actually... Oh, so close, Tommy, yet so far. Oh, bloody hell, literally 0.5 of a millisecond. Oh, you poor soul. Yeah, what I was going to ask is, what Sonic games have we actually got left that we haven't covered in any capacity?
Well, we could do 5 more runs of SA2.
I would rather know.
I mean, like, I've done God knows how many runs of Mania on the channel at this point. There's a few of the Dimps ones that we haven't done, like, we haven't done Advanced 3 like I mentioned, Rush Adventure, Colours DS, stuff like that. Yeah, you know, there's always going to be more Sonic. We haven't touched the Tails games either, they could be interesting ones. Now, what you've got to do there is Chaos Control to stop the fans, which I think is an interesting gimmick. And then you can get all of them down there.
Nice.
It's fine, I didn't clock onto that at first either.
That is a big ass skip.
You only need 2 more.
Very cool. I don't know about you, Rich, but this whole section kind of reminds me of the bit in Monstropolis in Kingdom Hearts 3. You're on the door and you're like firing and whatnot to knock out the enemies.
Yeah, no, I totally see that, and fun section there and fun section here.